Welcome back to Mets Nets Jets D podcast, coming to you July 24th, Friday. The weekend is here. Had baseball yesterday, 2-game slate. I was going to do a video, but I decided not to at the last minute. This day was a little more important because we got a full slate. Obviously, the Yankees and the Dodgers won yesterday, so we're hopping into this slate. We start a little bit early at 4 o'clock. Between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Let's hop into this one. We have Jacob deGrom going against Mike Soroka. Clearly an ace in the league, one of the best pitchers in the league, the 2-time Cy Young back-to-back winner, Jacob deGrom and the Mets. This is a huge bright spot for them right now since they're having a lot of trouble in their rotation with Marcus Stroman having a torn calf. I'm taking the Mets in this. I like the minus 152. You're going to notice a lot of these money lines are not too crazy yet because this is what happens usually at the beginning of MLB seasons. Until you see the cream of the crop rise, that's when you'll see that minus 300, minus 400, those type of lines. But you need to take advantage of these type of games. With Mike Soroka also being a good pitcher as well, I like the under if you don't want to choose either or a team, or plus 1.5. On the Braves side if you want to choose that side. But clearly I like the Mets. They have the better pitching, and I think their hitting is a little more deep. Braves is very, very top heavy. If you look at it right over here, Acuna, Albies, Freddie Freeman, and then Ozuna is like up and down, but he's solid. Matt Adams is occasional home run, but everything else, we have more depth on our team. All right. Next, we're going with Matthew Boyd and the Detroit Tigers going up against the Cincinnati Reds and Sonny Gray in Great American Small Park. This can be a real good game for offense. The over is already at 9. I believe it was a little bit lower earlier. So is that still too high? I'm really feeling the red side. If you can go to the red side and just see their total runs, I think they're set at 5. I believe so. We're going to check that out right now. Just the game lines. I really like the Reds in this situation. Matthew Boyd is a very... he had a resurgent year last year. But he is still a lefty, and the Reds have some lefty smashers on their side. Let me see. Player props, innings, game props. Okay. They got it at 4.5. I definitely think the Reds go over 4.5. And that's at minus 121. I definitely like that. I'll give me the Reds in this match. Eugenio Suarez is a good candidate for a home run. Nick Castellanos is a good candidate for a home run against the lefty. Phillip Ervin is another good candidate for a home run in this game if you want to choose those type of side bets that they have in each little game. But I definitely like the Reds and probably the minus 1.5 against the Detroit Tigers. Next game, we have Hyun-Jin Ryu and the Toronto Blue Jays, newly acquired, going up against the Tampa Bay Rays and Charlie Morton, who was an absolute ace last year for the Rays. And this team just has too much pitching. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, if you see it right here, this is a young team with Bo Bichette and Kevin Biggio, Lourdes Garrett. They have a lot of potential, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but I think it's too much for them to handle with Charlie Morton. And then we got some lefty smashers. Margot is power, but he's a horrible average. Andy Diaz has been very, very solid. Hunter Renfroe, they got Hunter Renfroe too. I remember that trade. Hunter Renfroe too, huge power. And Mike Zunino is going to be a solid bat against a lefty as well. But definitely, I like the money line for the Rays so far. I'm trying to find an underdog. Right, it's just the first day. It's going to be tough because most of these teams are starting the number one pitcher, and I'm going to tend to lean to the number one starter in these situations. Next, we have Sandy Alcantara and the Miami Marlins going up against Aaron Nola and the Philadelphia Phillies. And Alcantara is a very, very bad pitcher. He gives up a huge average to lefties, which he struggles with. Has a high xFIP to lefties and righties, and he doesn't pitch good on the road at all. A 5.62 xFIP on the road, a very high walk rate, and gives up a decent amount of home runs to left-handed at bats as well. This is a perfect position right here for the Phillies. Let me see their roster. Where are they? For Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, Jay Bruce, Didi Gregorius, all these type of guys right here, these lefties are in prime position to smash Sandy Alcantara. Aaron Nola is a very good pitcher at home, and making another season opening start for the Phillies. Aaron Nola is in a very prime position. This is another situation where I like the money line and the -1.5. All right. I don't see this game close. 8.5 is kind of. It could be all 8.5 with the Phillies. Maybe Marlins get 1 or 2 runs, but I feel like this over can hit as well at 8.5. Next game we have the Kansas City Royals. Danny Duffy, left-hander, going up against Cleveland Indians. Shane Bieber, strikeout machine. Shane Bieber. But this is some sort of a disciplined team with the Kansas City Royals. They don't all strike out as much. From what I've seen, we got huge strikeout numbers from Alberto Mondesi, who's a very, very speedy guy. Jorge Soler at 26%, Franchi Cordero at 34%, and then Ryan McBroom at 30%. So that's 4 guys that are very high K guys. So that's going to benefit Shane Bieber. And the rest, they're more disciplined, like Whit Merrifield is disciplined, Alex Gordon is disciplined, Salvador Perez. But Shane Bieber is a huge K guy. If you go to his prop, they probably have it where you can get his strikeout numbers either over or under. Let me just double check. It should be in game props. Team totals 5.5. I like the over and 5.5 for the Indians. I'm trying to see, where do you have? No, not Indians. Alternate run. They don't got it. Well, they don't have it, so that's fine. Total runs, Indian. Nope. No, they don't got it. Either way, we're going with the Indians in this. -225, a decent number, but I feel pretty confident against Danny Duffy, who's been struggling, especially his bad splits against lefties and righties. A 5 earned run average against righties and lefties from last year, and 1.2 home runs per 9 to both sides. So he lets up huge numbers. It's red all over. It's not good for him. Shane Bieber has huge K potential. At 29%, almost 30 clip, which is very good. They're going to have a tough time, the Kansas City Royals. Next game, we have the Milwaukee Brewers, Brandon Woodruff, who has some good stuff. Made a huge start for them last year, came out of nowhere. He was a top prospect, so he really established himself in the rotation, going up against the journeyman Kyle Hendricks, who provides pretty much nothing. But this is pretty much a battle between the two batting lineups right here. Kyle Hendricks is very good at home. He usually tends to bend and don't break. But Brandon Woodruff is just a better talent, I think so. And he does struggle against some lefties. So he is going to have some home run problem against these lefties on the Cubs side. Just looking at Anthony Rizzo, Kyle Schwarber, Jason Hayward, Ian Happ has huge ISO numbers. And Jason Kipnis, but he's a horrible hitter. He's going to have bad average. He can get lucky. But I like the Brewers in an underdog matchup right here. If you want to play it safe, take the +1.5. Give me the Brewers to take over the Cubs in this game. Next game, we have the Baltimore Orioles, Tommy Malone going up against Kyle Hendricks. No, not Kyle Hendricks, against Nate Eovaldi. Red Sox are home. Baltimore is clearly the worst team in the league. You already know what I'm choosing. Give me the Red Sox money line and the -1.5. I think they cover those two numbers pretty well. And the over. Because Nate Eovaldi has some problems as well. He's not totally perfect. Struggles against left-handed bats and right-handed bats. It gave up a 5.7 xFIP to lefties and a 4.16 xFIP to righties last year, and a 285 average to right-handed at bats. So this one's going to be a lot of runs, but I still think the Red Sox pull out by more than 2 runs, and they win. And this goes over 10 total, definitely. Next game, we have the Colorado Rockies, German Marquez going up against Lance Lynn. This is a coin flip game right here. The line is really close at -113 and -103. This one is very tough. Texas, the Globe Life Stadium, they're in a new stadium. So we need to wait on these park factors, because I don't know if it's going to be just as the same as it was the last past couple years with that park. So it's more of a wait and see with the over and under. But German Marquez pitches way better outside of Colorado, because that is a huge hitting park in Colorado. So this gives him a chance to pitch well. And Lance Lynn is a very solid starter as well. So this can be very sneaky on the under. This would be very sneaky on under. Me choosing a team, this one is tough with these two lineups. No lineups are totally set, but just looking talent-wise, I think I got to go with the Rockies. I think the Rockies are in a better position in this game. I like the talent that they have. Trevor Story, Nolan Arenado. I think they have better bats and a better pitcher in this situation. I understand that German Marquez struggles at home, but that's because of Colorado. But he's still overall a better pitcher than me and has better stuff. Next game, we have Jose Barrios, the Twins ace, going up against Chicago White Sox, Lucas Giolito, who really came on. He took him some time to develop, but Lucas Giolito is turning out to be a very good pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, who need a bright spot on their team. The team is very young. They have a lot of talent, and they're gonna sooner or later just gonna turn it up. Against lefties, Lucas Giolito 31% K rate, and against righties 33% K rate. This is gonna be an under game for me, definitely, with these two type of pitchers on the mound. And I want the underdog in the White Sox at home. I think Lucas Giolito is going to be able to go further and pitch better than Jose Barrios, even though I love Jose Barrios. But he has some tendencies against left-handed hitters that give me a little question, and he tends to give up more home runs to righties with a 1.29 home run per 9. So in this situation, 2 aces, but I'm leaning to the home team, and you can get them at a great price. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. Jack Flaherty going up against Joe Musgrove. This Pirates team had a little spurt last year. Josh Bell was carrying them, but the better side is the St. Louis Cardinals. Jack Flaherty is now an ace. I like what he provides to that rotation. Hopefully, Matt Carpenter can turn him back what he used to be. They have Paul Goldschmidt. They have Paul DeJong with a ton of power. Give me the Cardinals over the poor Pittsburgh Pirates. They suck for a reason. This is like the second worst team in the league. Take advantage of that number at -190, and most likely they'll win by 2 if you want to go plus money. Okay? All right, we have 4 games left. We're going to start off with the Seattle Mariners and lefty Marco Gonzalez going up against Justin Verlander. This is one of these regular type of lines right there. You see that -295. That is a huge number, but that's where the value is. The Astros should clearly handle business against a lefty and Marco Gonzalez, who is not good at all. Struggles. Where is he at? Jack Flaherty. Yes, struggles horribly against righties and lefties. It doesn't matter. A 300 average to lefties, a 5 earn xFIP to righties, and they're gonna have a field day. They are gonna have a field day. You just don't know which one's gonna do it. It could be Springer, Altuve, Bregman, Brantley, all of them. Josh Reddick, Carlos Correa. This team is stacked, and Verlander at the bump. This is a guaranteed lock with the Houston Astros today. Okay. Next game we have the Arizona Diamondbacks. Madison Bumgarner going up against the San Diego Padres. Chris Paddock, who came on last year, wanted to be the Rookie of the Year, but sorry, Pete Alonso took that title from you, man. You talk too much crap. Pete Alonso had a better year than you. 53 home runs, bro. Sorry. But Madison Bumgarner, we all know and love him, but he gives up a lot of hard contact, and that is a huge, huge problem to righties and lefties. To righties, it's at 45%, and to lefties, just a little bit under at 37%, but it's not good. It's not good at all. The Padres are an up-and-coming team. They have some power bats. This is going to be in the future. I'll give them a couple more years. This is going to be a very formidable team. Fernando Tatis, all-star prospect. Manny Machado. Tommy Pham was a good acquisition. So definitely like these Padres against Madison Bumgarner. People are going to look at that name and they might hop on that Diamondbacks at that plus 128. But the Padres are in a better situation and a better pitcher. I like Chris Paddock a lot. Next game, we have the San Francisco Giants, Jeff Samardzija, going up against Ross Stripling, who gets to start, is on the bump. Jeff Samardzija struggles against lefties, and it's a huge problem, and that is the key to this game. I'm definitely taking the Dodgers. You saw what they did last night. It took them a little bit of a while, but in that 7th, 8th inning, they poured it on and beat the Giants 8-1 at the end of the day. Ross Stripling, a very solid starter. And the lefties are going to kill him. Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, Jock Peterson, those lefties are going to attack Jeff Samardzija, and they have no answer for it. All right? And the best situation, no. They suck against lefties too. So, Dodgers, hands down. Next game, we have Andrew Heaney and the LA Angels. I like this team a lot. I like the acquisitions that they made. Going up against the Oakland Athletics and Frankie Montas, one of my favorite pitchers. I always have him in fantasy. This one is going to be close. This one's going to be close, but I'm leaning toward the Oakland Athletics with that minus 137. We have Andrew Heaney, that is a lefty, but we have big power against left-handed pitchers on the side of the Athletics. We have Marcus Semien. They have a ton of righties. Matt Chapman. Even Matt Olson can hit some lefties. Roman Laureano, who had a very good year last year. Chris Davis, who's a strikeout candidate, but still provides that pop against left-handed pitchers. And Chad Pinder, Stephen Piscotty. This lineup is very stacked. Oakland is a very dark horse team in that AL. And this is going to be one of their first wins of the year right here, going up against Andrew Heaney, who was a very solid pitcher, but just combined with Frankie Montas, who's even better, and that lineup, I'm going with the Oakland Athletics for this. So, those are all my picks. I'll just show the last one I just made. I don't think they win by 2. I just think they win. I got the Athletics. I got the Dodgers. I got the Padres. I think I only got one upset, but that's how it is for right now. I got the Astros, Cardinals, going with the White Sox at home. Rockies, Red Sox, obvious. Give me the Brewers over the Cubs. Give me the Indians over the Royals, the Phillies over the Marlins, the Rays over the Blue Jays, Reds over Tigers, and Mets over Braves. All right. Just one quick announcement for UFC. Most of the weigh-ins were, came in all right, but we have one fighter that missed weight, and that is an opportunity to get a nice underdog. Francisco Trinaldo, who was that 40-year-old, he's like 41, 40-year-old fighter, is going up against Jay Herbert, who's in his debut in the UFC. Missed weight, and I told you, these guys, you already got a guy that's, way past his prime, and now he misses weight. So those are telltale signs that he's not going to be ready, and Herbert's been chomping at the bit to fight in the UFC. This is a great opportunity to get an underdog. I want to see the line real quick before we go. Go to UFC Fight Island, and we're going to look for Jay Herbert right there, plus 108. All right, good. Perfect opportunity to get an underdog against a veteran. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel at MessageSD. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD as well. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend, and peace out.